One thing about getting older, you still can't figure people out. But you start to see things as they are. What I'm talking about is how if you do an act of kindness towards another human being, you help somebody out, you do something for them you didn't have to do, how it usually always bites you in the ass. You ever notice that? I've noticed that. In fact, when I put some deep thought into it, I try to think, okay, think of some times you've helped somebody out that they've returned that. Well, there isn't very many. But it isn't always about that. I don't do things to help people out expecting them to turn around and help me out. It doesn't work that way. That's not how I roll. Yes, in the last couple of years, there's been a few people I've helped out tremendously. And boy, that was an eye-opener, I'll tell you that. You just have to let it go, not worry about it. But here's the reason, you do it for just because that's who you are, right? You want to help someone out. If somebody is in need of something and you have that, well, you don't mind helping out. And that is true. Rarely will those people turn around and do the same for you. That's human nature. And probably 80% of the people on this planet. Yep. It's more of a take world than a give world. And that's why this world's in all the trouble it's in. Because you have more takers than givers. Now, I have noticed a pattern. When I do things good, whether it be for people or for animals, well, good things happen to me. Now, they don't happen to me from the people I helped or the animals I helped. They just come to me. It's like the old saying, you reap what you sow. It comes back tenfold. Well, that seems to happen. But when you think about, all right, let's just make up a scenario, okay? I got a friend, so-called friend, maybe an acquaintance, and this person needs a sofa, and I have an extra sofa, and I give it to them. They are appreciative. They say thank you. Okay, you don't really expect any more than that out of it, I don't. And you give them the sofa, and, well, there you go. They got a sofa. You got the sofa out of your house. It was probably taking up room. Hey, forget about it. Now, a year from now, you might need something. You might have a need. You might need a ride to go to a dentist, to have a procedure done or something that you need that you can't drive. And you call that person, say, would you mind taking me to the doctor? Well, most people are going to say, no, not a problem. But it seems like a lot of the time, it's the person that you've helped that aren't willing to help you back. I don't know why that is. I think maybe life shows us these things just to make us stronger. Because half the time, most of the time, I don't even give it a second thought. I didn't give it a second thought until I was trying to come up with an idea for a video today. And, well, YouTube has a feature, Inspire Me, Inspiration or whatever. You click that, it gives you titles. And this one came up. And I'm like, okay, they actually have one I might be able to make a video about. But if you are helping people out in hopes that they're going to help you in return, and you're owed all these favors, well, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You do things because you're moved to do them to help people. It doesn't matter if they throw a pie in your face the next day, and it doesn't matter. You're doing it because something inspired you, something has moved you to help these people out. And it shouldn't be a payback situation. But when you can think of it that way and live with that, the better off you're going to be. Now, I've helped in the years past, I have actually helped people out and, really had it come back to haunt me. Some people, there are just different types of people. You can help some people out and they are forever grateful. They will always bring it up. Hey, man, I remember when I needed this and you helped me out. I know I remember people that have helped me out over my life, and let me tell you, it hasn't been that many, but there have been people in my life that have helped me through situations that got me to where I am today. We don't skate through life on our own. Others have to involve themselves in your life for you to advance. However small that is, somebody plays a small role in you getting to where if you're claiming you're successful, you didn't get successful on your own. Others played a role in that, whether that be an employer, a relative. Somebody helped you get to where you are. Some people don't recognize that. Those are the people that are ungrateful. They don't recognize that you helped them. But to think like that, to live your life as, hey, where's my favor? Where's my return on my investment? Doing good for somebody, helping somebody is not an investment. It's just part of life. That's how you have to look at it. Because if they were investments, oh my gosh, I'd have a lot saved up. I think that may be part of the reasons I turned to helping dogs and moving away from people. Because I seen years ago how vindictive people can be, how full of BS people can be. They'll tell you all kinds of things to get what they want. And a good example, if you help someone out, say they win the lottery, come into a lot of money, you ain't gonna see that person again, let me tell you. You ain't gonna see them. They would probably be the last person that would help you out. This isn't just my experiences. This is how life rolls for a lot of people. The takers aren't interested in being the givers because they're takers. There's been a lot of times I've really, really been in a bad situation, and I was the only one to get myself out of that, which is also part of life. You should have situations that happen in your lifetime that require just you to pull yourself out of it, because you won't appreciate getting out of whatever mess you're in unless you played a major part in it. You can't have people bail you out of every situation that you get into. If you follow that pattern, you're going to start thinking, well, I can do this because Joe Blow over here is going to bail me out. He's going to help me out. If I eat all my food and I don't have enough to make it to the end of the month, well, I'll go over to Joe Blow's house. He'll feed me. There are people like that everywhere. Takers. And then the givers, I think most people that give, it doesn't bother them much because It's coming back to them one way or another. I think I had said, what was this? A couple months ago, I gave away a couple of e-bikes. And, the people that I gave them to were, well, why you want to give these away? Expensive e-bikes. And I said, well, it'll come back to me. I'm not worried about it. And it wasn't. And I had a bunch of e-bikes, okay? How many e-bikes can an old man like me have? I had too many damn e-bikes. I still got a lot of e-bikes. But wasn't a couple days later, my channel blew up. See? Small things like that. But the small thing turned into a big thing. And no money was exchanged. So that's how things happen. I remember the summer of 1992. This year keeps coming up. It was a rough summer. Okay, I was eating potatoes and ramen noodles constantly. That's about all I wouldn't, just didn't have much to eat. And there wasn't no help coming in. I had to bail myself out of that, which I did it was late in the year, but I bailed myself out, got back to work, and, you can't live life expecting people to bail you out of every situation. You have to pull yourself out. And if you cannot do that, then you're going to be a failure in life. And you are here on this planet as a test, and you're failing the test if you cannot bail yourselves out of situations. And there are some people that require so much help, they get used to that. They get used to that, and when you take that away from them, they are devastated. They just can't figure out what to do next. They've never had to use their brain to get themselves out of a situation. You have that with a lot of people today on EBT cards, government assistance. If that was to be taken away from them, they're lost. They ain't going to go work. That's the last thing they're thinking of doing. They live through life thinking the government should feed them. The government should give them public housing. The government should pay for their medical care so they can sit home and eat all the wrong foods and get unhealthy. Well, they're not going to have to pay for it, so why should they care? That's the mentality most of the country. Well, now, that's wrong. Not most of the country. A good part of the country has now. But, I don't know, man. I'm kind of, and if somebody pulled in here tomorrow and was hungry, needed food, I'm going to give it to them. I'm going to give it to them. I'm just that way. That's how I was come out of the mold when I was made. I just help people out. But I don't go out there seeking it. Okay, I don't go out there seeking to help people out because, well, I got other things going on. Okay, I've done enough of that in my life. I don't even do that with dogs anymore. I don't go out looking for stray dogs to help. I do it in other ways. Head itches. There's other ways to help rather than through directly. You can help indirectly. It's a weird subject that YouTube just suggested to me, but I'm talking about it. But anyway, I am not saying don't help people out. Now, younger people, damn, these flies are bad today. I don't know what it is. Somebody must have pooped in this little garden here I got. Got a lot of flies out. It's just that it's overcast and cool. They're enjoying their day like me. Now I lost my train of thought, man. I don't know. Now my nose itches. But I'm just saying, just keep being who you are. Don't help people as an investment. Help people because it's in your heart, I guess. And in the end, you'll have the reward that you're due. if you do anything, you know. Good deeds don't go unpunished. Live by that. Thanks for watching. Happy trails.